routine that is so useful, people would pay for it. Now, you're not going to actually make them pay for it. That would be bold. But it's so useful that if you ask them to, they actually would. Let me give you an example. Hilton Hotels has a program on Twitter called @HiltonSuggests. They started this a couple years ago as a trial program. They took 25 hotels across the United States, took a volunteer from each hotel. This wasn't a full-time job. It was in addition to their regular duties. They said, here's what we want you to do. We want you to listen on Twitter. Pay attention to what's being said on Twitter. And if you can find a way to help, just help. So that's what they did. Here's an example.
Skill sets, and sometimes they don't. But I think the thing that journalists and storytellers share is that they have a very customer-centric view. They know how to tell a story. They know how to draw the audience in. They know how to draw people in and connect, and then disseminate to grow an audience specifically. So I'm a big fan of learning what we can from the worlds of journalism and storytelling, and hiring those people to be part of your marketing staff, because content marketing is a brand new muscle that we all have to develop. Right. And those are some those people.
It's messy, and there's a lot of really horrible content out there, and I think you're seeing companies of all sizes really try to figure out processes, because it's even good content can't cut through the clutter anymore, because great is what's going to excel. You have to really create what I call epic content marketing. How do you do that? You have to have processes in place. You have to really focus on your customers' pain points, what's keeping them up at night, and frankly, you have to be better than the competition to do it. You have to integrate it with everything you're doing in marketing. So really what we see over the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months, because they can't look out any longer than that, is you're going to see processes really come to the head, and integration, where this is not just content marketing used to be, I call it back of the
in some way. And not only that, but you see the person's name right there, and especially, you see whether it's the brand's name or it's the person's name, you see who it's from, and you automatically have a feeling. Now, that feeling could be, I hate that person, I hate that company, or it could be positive. Like when you sent me an email, I said, oh, that's right, okay, Troy, we're doing this thing today. Oh, right, and I, all of a sudden, good memories came with it, right? So I think that's the difference. Is it's more of a personal space in there, and the other thing is you can, regardless of what I do, whether I continue with Waldow Social, I do something else later on, that email list that I have will go with me. Those people will go with me, no matter where I am.
Focus, like most inventors did, on the patent part and the making part. And the thing about the invention of sliced bread is this, that for the first 15 years after sliced bread was available, no one bought it, no one knew about it. It was a complete and total failure. And the reason is that until Wonder came along and figured out how to spread the idea of sliced bread, no one wanted it. That the success of sliced bread, like the success of almost everything we've been talking about at this conference, is not always about what the patent is like or what the factory is like. It's about, can you get your idea to spread or not? And I think that the way you're going to get what you want or cause the change that you want to change to happen is you're going to figure out a way to get your ideas to spread. And it doesn't matter to me whether you're running a coffee shop or you're an intellectual or you're in business or flying hot air balloons. I think that all this stuff applies to everybody regardless of what we do. That what we are living in is a century of idea diffusion. That people who can spread ideas, regardless of what those ideas are, win.